Hi, my dear Astro family. So here is the weekly aspect I've chosen for you, and that's going to be Venus in conjunction to North Node. I know this week is probably the Jupiter and Uranus that is the most important aspect, which is getting the sextile from Mars. But I did prepare 2 videos about it. I broke it down to the 12 signs as well, I think a good 6 months ago. So you can find it on my YouTube channel, and then you can have a look if you are interested. But let's have a look at this Venus conjunction to North Node. And in case you are interested how it might be playing out for each of the rising sign, I recommend joining my YouTube membership program. You just have to go on the join button. You're gonna pay a little bit of the fee, and then you will get additional 10 videos a month. So let's break down this Venus North Node conjunction, which is going to be taking place on the 17th of April. And it's going to be happening on 15 degrees of Aries. Now, what is Venus? Venus is the planet of love, harmony, peace, but also beauty, collaborations, cooperations. And in a negative way, it can represent something to do with greed as well. Now, the North Node is the destiny point of our chart, the path we are meant to be on. So this is going to be a very important conjunction because it is going to be describing approximately about the next 10 months of your, pretty much of your love life, and then how you approach yourself from a growth point of view, whether you are willing to grow or not. So the title of this video is self-love, because this combination is the ultimate self-love. Venus in conjunction to North Node in the sign of Aries. Venus is about loving, Aries is the self. So this is about self-love. And North Node is asking you to actually start doing that. So some of the questions that might be popping up here for you is, what is your role in a relationship? How to create harmony between your needs and other people's needs. As Venus is actually the dispositor of the South Node, sometimes we have to compromise. We need to let go of our needs to please others. But sometimes we need to let others know that we cannot do this anymore. We cannot take it anymore. Now, it pretty much depends on what area or what phase of your life you are in at the moment, because when you are a people pleaser, and there is tendency with Pisces rising sign, for example, or Libra rising sign, then you might be a little bit more on that people pleaser side. So this is about picking up your courage and then being able to let someone know that this is not working. And I'm kind of getting tired and fed up with it. So the another question that pops up here is that, how do we act when we are in a relationship? Do you give up your identity, or do you control and you try to shoot something out of your pocket, like with a gun, for example? And neither way is good. This aspect is a reminder of that. Remember, yes, Venus is in conjunction to North Node, but it's opposing your South Node as well at the same time. So letting go of something in order for you to create harmony and balance within yourself is going to be one of the most important part of this conjunction. Now, with North Node, we often forget something, as it is an unfamiliar territory of our life, of our chart. So we might forget to beautify ourselves, to be ourselves, to express our love and appreciation to others or towards yourself. Which end are you falling into? Because this could talk to you about, we need to see that I am beautiful. I need to look into the mirror, and then I need to see the real reflection. This could be a little bit like going down on a memory lane as well. And the memory lane is going to be coming from the fact that Chiron is quite close, by the way, to this conjunction. Chiron is sitting around 19-20 degrees at the moment. So we need to be going down on a memory lane, and we need to remember the past, but we need to be able to turn that into the present. We need to turn that into a talent, because every single pain, what we gathered or collected, is actually a gift, because it makes us stronger. one of the questions which really comes up with this conjunction is self-love. And what is self-love? Self-love is when you allow yourself to be you. What does self-love mean to you? You might want to pop it into the chat box, because probably it's going to mean something different for everyone. How would you define that? But I can give you the psychological definition of that. And self-love means that you accept yourself fully, treat yourself with kindness and respect, and nurture your growth and well-being as well at the same time. Now, how interesting that there is Chiron there. And if you remember the story of Chiron, he got rejected by his parents because he had a deformed body. And of course, this is a major pain. But he managed to make the most of it, and he received this healing gift, and then he got admired by others, and he even had his own family as well at the same time. So self-love encompasses not only how you treat yourself, but also your thoughts, your feelings, how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself. Speaking about thinking, Mercury is actually sitting very close by to that Venus as well at the same time. And when you start doing that type of self-love, then maybe it's all about imagining what you would do for yourself, how you would talk to yourself, how you would feel about yourself that reflects the real you. Often what happens with Venus, that it's not just a people pleaser, but it is asking, or it is looking for external validation. And we need to hear from others that, yes, we are good. We need to hear that we are beautiful, we are talented, and all those type of things. But typically, external validation is very much about insecurities about ourselves. So we need to build security here with this as well at the same time. And it doesn't mean that sometimes I'm not going to get angry, or sometimes I'm not going to feel good about myself. This is the overall picture. Because when we feel all the time positive, and when we feel good about ourselves, every single minute, what happens is that it might become narcissism. So, and that is really unrealistic, right? To be feeling good in our skin every single moment of a day or a year or a decade. But when you try to stay positive, when you are saying positive things to yourself, when you are able to forgive yourself when you mess up, or when you are able to actually let go of the past and it's not haunting you anymore, or when you are able to attend your own needs, or when you are assertive, when you are not allowing others to take advantage of you or to drag you down or even to abuse you. Now, remember that the abuse part, why am I talking about abusing someone? The reason why I'm talking about it is because while Venus is making this conjunction to North Node, the dispositor Mars is actually making a conjunction to Nessus. And Nessus is the asteroid of abuse as well as narcissism. So it would be extremely important to go on that memory lane and look at, how you got abused, for example. With Venus, often we tend to attend other people's needs. But with Venus in the sign of Aries, it's all about prioritizing your physical body, your well-being. And then once I've attended my needs and I've got the time to attend yours, then I'm going to come and then give you a hand. But I can only become like a catalyst, or I can only promote something to you, but I'm not going to solve your life. And that's also part of this conjunction as well at the same time. It's about trying to spend time around people who support you, who build you up. And at the same time, this is telling you to avoid people who don't, because we've got the South Node in the sign of Libra. And maybe another learning curve is, with this Venus North Node, is that it is okay to ask for help. And the dispositor Mars in the sign of Pisces is also telling us the same, that sometimes we need to put our pride aside, and it's okay to ask for help, because you never know what type of piece of information you are going to be receiving from others. Maybe you are asked to let go of grudges or anger that you have been holding on to. Who are you angry with? How can you make peace with that? Sometimes, you know, I mean, I know it's easier said than done, right? Because let's say when you are angry with your parents, and it's very possible with Chiron being in the sign of Aries. Why is that? Because Aries is actually squaring naturally the sign of Cancer. So we have got a friction going on. So if something went down in our upbringing, it is very hard to forgive those people. But we need to practice somehow kindness. And that's going to be also a major point of this conjunction as well. This is about recognizing your own strength, valuing your entitlement. Aries is all about entitlement. I deserve happiness. You're gonna have to keep repeating this sentence. I deserve money. I deserve beauty. I deserve comfort in my life. Whatever area of life it falls into, create this little mantra, especially around the 16th, 17th, or 18th of April, and keep telling yourself these sentences, repeat it. Because what you do today is really important. It's going to be haunting you or serving you for a year. So this is not a day when you need to be angry. Try to put that aside. It's about, because Venus is also the planet of choices. And I feel like making a choice for yourself, making a healthy choice is going to be important with this conjunction as well. Maybe Aries who wants to achieve something, it has got that competitive spirit. So Aries wants to achieve something. Sometimes it comes with a lack of patience though, but it goes towards its dream. So probably I would say that this is a great day to pursue your goals or your interests and pour your heart into something that you truly enjoy. But challenge yourself as well. Don't go just for, you know, for example, I'm going to give a silly example here. Obviously, I'm on a fitness retreat. And last week, we do a fit test every Wednesday. And last week, I did it in 29 minutes. And today, I really challenged myself. And I brought it down to 24 minutes. But I know that my personal best is 22. So next week, exactly on the day when we have got the Venus and North-Node conjunction, I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to beat my personal best, you know, because I'm going to challenge myself. And also, probably it's important that you, because Venus is the planet of treats, so you treat yourself. Maybe you want to choose a healthy treat, or you just want to celebrate. Remember, Venus has got planetary joy in the 5th house, so Venus represents celebration as well. So you need to celebrate every little milestone, every little step on the way when you have accomplished something, because that's going to motivate you or push you even further. Just make sure, because North Node is a Jupiterian quality, and often North Node can become a little bit unrealistic from that point of view. So you need to set realistic expectations. Unfortunately, Aries is not necessarily the greatest when it comes to setting expectations either, because its detrimental ruler is Saturn. So it's not just about lack of patience, but unfortunately, the goals are not always clear. Maybe this is a little bit helped here because Mercury is retrograde, about to make a conjunction to Venus as well. So it's very possible that you are revisiting something that it already came up after the 20th of March. And now maybe you revising it, revisiting that topic. Maybe it's going to be about a conversation, quite a serious conversation with someone you love. And maybe you guys going to come up together with a plan how we're going to move forward. So when you do not love yourself, what happens? Well, most likely you are very critical of yourself. and potentially to others as well, actually. Or you tolerate others, or you allow others to abuse you, or you are allowing others to mistreat you. So, or you may neglect your own needs. So therefore it leads to some type of self-sabotaging. And this Venus, which represents the mirror, the sign is actually Pisces for me. That is so much to do with mirror, but Libra as well. Both of them are very much about mirror, just in different ways. It is asking you to look into the mirror and see whether you are self-sabotaging yourself or not. Self-love and appreciation is not the same as narcissism. Maybe this is exactly the key sentence you're going to have to burn into your brain. Because narcissism would be about putting yourself on a pedestal. And self-love is not about that. You're still attending other people's needs, or you don't think that you are better than others. It's about understanding that we are on a different path when it comes to self-improvement. Now, this is also a teaching here with Chiron being here, that we are not on the same path, and we all choose different type of karma. And we need to accept that others might not be able to be saved. That's a big message with Mars in the sign of Pisces as well. With Nessus, imagine a situation where you want to save someone, Pisces, acting like a hero, Mars, to save someone who is a disadvantaged person or someone who got abused. And when it comes to abuse, we've got three choices, right? So either I'm going to get surrounded, or that's how usually people respond who got abused. They surround themselves with people who have gone through the same experiences, or they gonna choose, let's say, a husband who is gonna abuse them as well, or they gonna become the abusee. So when you recognize this catch-22, then you have got the ability to step out of it. So I think self-love is about caring for yourself as well as caring for others as well. And that would be the North Node and the South Node balance here. Because I hate it when people say that you have to walk away from your South Node. I think that's total crap. I think it's a talent that you learned, and often it can become your greatest strength. Why would I walk away from the greatest strength? But of course, I'm not going to get stuck in a comfort zone. Now, that's usually the problem with South Node. We get stuck in a comfort zone, and we don't want to move away from it, or we don't want to learn new skills. So you might have got this urge to make things beautiful around yourself. Maybe you shouldn't be caring about what people or what type of opinion people have of you, whether you are judged by others or not. Go and have a new and bold haircut, for example. Have that money mindset. Remember that you deserve a present if that's what you need. Once you have changed something about yourself, actually, you might be able to attract better opportunities. Maybe you need to ask yourself the question whether you are in a worthy relationship. Are your needs met in that relationship? If single, be brave to go after of what or who you want. You might get knocked over, but if you do not try, you might regret it later on, or you will never know whether it would have worked out or not. So what do you have to lose? Take a chance on your love life. As Aries is very much of a sexual being, it might be just fling or flirt, but it will add something to your personal development. So we can also call this combination as the transformation of love. Trying to find inner peace, making peace with who you are, making peace with your flaws, as well as discovering your own talent and positivity as well. Maybe you need to let go of an old love, so that you can open the door for a new possibility. Remember, we have got Mercury retro here too, as well as Chiron. So it's very possible that an ex is haunting you and you need to move on, have a heart-to-heart conversation about what is working and what is not working in your existing relationship, or why a past relationship did not work out. You have got these scars or trauma, maybe from past relationship, that needs to be healed in the next 9 months. And it's also about allowing your heart to open up without fear and worries. It's about detaching yourself from your insecurities and self-doubt. Because we all have got terrible experiences, right? So it's about getting enlightenment, being enlightened about why you are attracting certain type of people or situations into your life. And also, it's very possible that you're going to have that kind of insatiable hunger for intimacy or even sex as well. And therefore, it's very easy to make a bad decision. So sometimes you're going to have to slow down a little bit and just being slightly bit careful about this. Now, when we are looking at the chart itself, I must say that there is no such, thing like an aspect that is standing out so much. So as I said, Venus and North Node are on 15 degree of Aries, depending on where you are located, by the way. So it's going to be taking place on the 17th or the 18th of April. And it doesn't make any major aspects around this time. So I would say that this is a pure energy. I mean, it has got a wide trine to the moon, and that's it pretty much. But I think that's a 7 degree one, and it's a little bit wide for me, so I don't think I would like to integrate that into the reading. But as I said, we've got Mercury and Chiron conjunction happening right next to it. So guys, this was my weekly intake. I think you got a little bit more than just what the Venus and Northern conjunction means, because we integrated Chiron and Mercury as well at the same time. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on my YouTube membership program as well, if that's what you wish to do. Have a great one. See you soon. Bye-bye.